Welcome to the Retail Tech Podcast, where we talk about the full spectrum of technologies and implementation used in omnichannel and online retail. Make sure to subscribe to our newsletter at retailtechpodcast.com, and we always look forward to your feedback. I'm at the NRF 2017 and speaking with Radial today, Stefan Weitz, the Chief Product Officer. So how are you today, Stefan?
I'm great. How are you?
Great. What is new with Radial?
Well, what's new really is the fact that we are looking at the competitive landscape that retailers are facing today. And the number one competitor we all know is Amazon. And so what's new with Radial this week in particular is a combination of products and services we're putting out to the market to be the wind beneath retailers' wings. How do we help them be like Amazon without having to be like Amazon? So today we're launching a product called Radial Order Management. It is the brain of an e-commerce operation. It helps you with profitable order management. It helps you with amazing customer experiences. It helps you actually be future-proof, so you can keep going when things change. That's going to be the brain of what people need to be successful in their competition with Amazon. So that's great. We've also launched this year another 500,000 square feet in distribution space. So we now have 13.5 million square feet of warehousing. So if you're a customer and you want to go and sell whatever it might be, wood products or things on hangers, whatever it might be, you don't have to worry about labor. You don't have to worry about finding space. You don't have to worry about getting UPS to give you a great deal because you're not going to get it like we have because we have such high volume. So that great operational scale that puts us number 2 behind Amazon, frankly, as far as scale is concerned. It's a big deal.
Right.
And then we've also announced the Radial Partner Network today, which is a big deal as well, because one of the things I find when talking to customers or prospects is they're nervous. I get this. They're nervous about how complex the project's going to be. They're nervous about how much it's going to cost. Do they have the right people involved? So we spent the last 6 or 8 months now building out a curated collection of partners that can help with implementation. So helping scope out your operation, get the right software in there, do it correctly right the first time, as well as with connectors and upsell opportunities and technology innovators. So the partner network is a place you can go, radial.com/partners, to see all the partners we work with that can help you be a successful e-commerce operation. Bottom line, all together, technology, operations, partners, there literally is no one else at this point that can do what we do at scale to help retailers and brands be competitive against Amazon.
So when is your blimp going to be in the sky?
Well, the Radial blimp? All right, the Goodyear is there. Why can't we have Radial? I've asked now at least 4 times for a blimp, and marketing keeps telling me no. Blimps are, they explode sometimes, and I don't know, and it's a long story. But I'm excited because it's less about, I don't care if my daughter doesn't know what I do. I'm okay with that.
Right.
What I know that she loves is when she wants to go order something from Kate Spade, she wants a cute little purse for her Tolo dance, that she gets that purse on time when it says it's going to be there, engraved with her name, all done. And that's because that Radial was behind that operation. So our brands are the heroes. I love that. I don't have to be known.
The other thing that I've actually talked about recently is the Amazon Go stores.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whereas really the front end is minimal as far as human innovation.
Almost zero.
And everything is in the back end.
Yeah.
So are you seeing any kind of discussion from your customers looking into that concept?
Oh, I know all of them would love to have that. The reality is Amazon will spend $15 billion in R&D and CapEx this year, and every retailer I talk to right now is struggling. So as much as they'd love to have that operation that allows for a certain level of self-service, we've seen this for years with grocery store checkout lanes and whatnot, but to have that level of service, to be able to walk in, grab it and go, they'd love to. I will say, however, that is a fairly unique, not niche, it's a big part of the market, but what we're seeing, especially with our retailers and brands, is that their customers want a more personalized experience. They want to have a curated experience. They want to have somebody explain to them what this thing actually does and why it's good and why they should like it. So while we can all appreciate the technological marvel of Amazon's Go product, it is beautiful. I've been there in Seattle, it's great.
Have you been to the store?
I have been to the store. So for a certain type of product, and a lot of our customers and a lot of the brands that are out there competing with Amazon are saying, I need to have more interaction. I need to have more personalization. I need to have more touch with my customers, not less.
Okay. It truly is product specific. What you can do, how much automation you can put in, and really, ultimately the conversion. If you're selling things that are easily understood by customers and they already know for the most part what they want,
right,
definitely self-service is the best way to go. But if the customer has to go through any kind of discovery, any kind of looking and testing and feeling or talking or discussion, then that model is probably not going to have the best conversion. You can have a warehouse full of sofas, but how many people are actually going to go there? And again, I could probably be proven wrong by this, but it's like the human element of it, I think, is not applicable to every industry, every product line, like you said.
I totally agree. I mean, here's an example. You may be able to convert consumers using automation. My question is, are you converting them at the highest possible value? So I was in a place called Italy yesterday here in New York, which I love. It's an amazing Italian market over in Flatiron, amazing. But you walk in, and they've got a great selection of salad greens. I love salad. So they had all sorts of salad greens. They had organic ones from upper New York. They had ones from California, all about $3 a pound, some price, I don't want to recall what it was. Then they had ones for $25 a pound. These are salad greens, but they've come from Italy. And they got a backstory. And the guy came up over to me, the produce guy, and I said, "What is this?" And he tells me a story. It's a small farm. It's a mom and a dad, their 2 sons. They cultivate this. It's bespoke heirloom lettuce. Of course, I wanted to buy that. I didn't, but that's what I wanted to buy, right? So there's an example of where if I just saw a $25 lettuce on the shelf in an automated store, I probably wouldn't have touched it. But having that person walk up to me who knew the product, knew what I was looking for, could read kind of what I liked, that enabled them to upsell me in a way that automation probably isn't going to.
Right. The other question I have is that if I can actually get everything that's in a specific retail store delivered to me,
right?
Why would I even go to the store?
Go to the store, yeah. 80% of people still want to go to brick and mortar. 80%, huge number. Part of that probably is because they want to ask questions, they want to have that interaction with the retail associate. Some just, although it's a pretty small number these days, some don't trust still e-commerce. That's going to go away fairly soon. Yeah. That's almost noise at this point. But being able to look, I think the interesting scenario we're going to get into is when you combine the best of physical and digital. The couple of companies I saw recently, one out in Atlanta, a great company called Cloud Tags. And they're ones, so you walk into a store with your own device, you walk up to a beautiful display on the wall, your phone and the wall, they talk to each other, so you're getting more detail about the item on the wall on your phone. You can scroll, you get your interface, you get the interface in the phone. So it's blending that online community content and the rich descriptions and the use cases and the videos with a good old-fashioned physical object on the wall. That blend of the two, holy smokes, that's powerful.
Yeah.
So I think people make the false choice. It isn't either or. It's not tech or physical. It's how do we bring what's so good about tech, the online model, to the physical stores. And then I think the other way it goes too. How do you bring what people love about the online, the physical, into the online? I think we've seen more movement that way already, but I think it's pushing the other direction. How do you bring more of the technology and the e-commerce best practices into a store that someone's physically going to go into?
Right. So the phrase that I've been hearing at the show is bringing the e-commerce experience to the store.
Oh, well, I'm a genius.
Well, I think it's a good idea.
Or it's really obvious. One of the two.
Yeah, I personally think it's not that simple.
I agree.
It's not that simple. It's an aspect of e-commerce coming, but not just exactly the e-commerce experience into the store.
Completely agree with you. And financially, it doesn't even make sense. Keep in mind, e-commerce was designed to take cost out of retail, right? So now we're saying, Mr. Retailer, Mrs. Retailer, you have to have your full retail operation plus technology. So now this thing, which is already in some cases breaking them from a cost perspective, now it just got more expensive. That's crazy, right? So there is this notion of what works in the e-commerce. It's endless aisle selection. It's in many cases validated reviews. It's high quality content. It's the community generating that content to show how it's being used. Those are all those things that work so well. And the frictionless checkout in some case when it works, obviously. those things that work so well, how do you bring those things into physical retail? And that's where it gets exciting. I totally agree with you. You can't just replicate the store or the e-com site in a store. That's missing the point. But what's made online so attractive, besides the fact that I can shop my underwear, what's made it so attractive? And that's what these retailers today have to go figure out.
So the partner program, what kind of companies do you think you're going to be including in this partner program?
It's a great question. So there are three different types, really. One is a systems integrator, so somebody who can help get e-com up and running quickly for a retailer. That's the biggest problem. They look at these systems, they go, I can't afford 14 months to implement, can't do it. So with our solution and our preferred systems integrators, that goes from 14 months with IBM to 10 weeks with Radial on a bad day. So it shrinks it radically down. So there's that class of people. There's a class of people called connectors. So these are people that we want to bring in that allow easy integration with payment systems or easy integration with OMSs, and basically just pre-built connectors like with Salesforce and Demandware and Magento and all these other customers partners that allow us to quickly snap our back end into their front end. That's the second class. And the third class are these innovators. It's people and companies out there who I think are pushing the envelope forward with respect to commerce. So your company is one of them in my mind. It's a bunch of companies out there I've talked to. Our value can be to do the discovery and the validation and the vetting, and we can apply a critical eye to these things in a way that a lot of retailers don't have time or resources to go do. So we can sort through all that chaff and find the ones that we think will have a positive impact, bring them into our ecosystem, and push them back out to our customers. So that's what I'm really excited about, all three of those areas, frankly.
Right. I think that's a really positive development for the customers, really.
Yeah.
For your customers.
I think, yeah,
Right.
And for future customers.
Yeah, and for future customers. Great. Well, thank you so much. It was a pleasure chatting with you again.
Always.
And best of luck.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Best of luck with your company as well. I can't wait to see it.